Imagination is more important than knowledge. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Imagination is everything, because without it, we cannot create anything new. These are the words of one of the greatest minds in human history. A man who had a mission to understand more about our universe than anyone had ever attempted. A man who literally changed the entire world. His name, Albert Einstein. Today, we look into the life of one of the most brilliant scientists ever known. Global IP Trust presents Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a German-born theoretical physicist, widely acknowledged to be one of the greatest physicists of all time. Einstein is known widely for developing the theory of relativity, but he also made important contributions to the development of the theory of quantum mechanics. Relativity and quantum mechanics are, together, the two pillars of modern physics. His mass-energy equivalence formula, E equals mc squared, which arises from relativity theory, has been dubbed the world's most famous equation. He received the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for his services to theoretical physics, and especially for his discovery of the law of the photoelectric effect, a pivotal step in the development of quantum theory. Albert Einstein was born in Ulm, in the Kingdom of Württemberg in the German Empire, on March 14, 1879, into a family of secular Ashkenazi Jews. His parents were Hermann Einstein, a salesman and engineer, and Pauline Koch. Albert attended a Catholic elementary school in Munich, from the age of 5, for 3 years. At the age of 8, he was transferred to the Luitpold Gymnasium, now known as the Albert Einstein Gymnasium, where he received advanced primary and secondary school education, until he left the German Empire, 7 years later. Due to problems faced by his father's electric equipment company, they were forced to move to Pavia, in Italy. But the 15-year-old Albert stayed in Munich to complete his studies. His father intended for him to pursue electrical engineering, but Einstein clashed with the authorities, and resented the school's regimen and teaching method. At the end of December 1894, he traveled to Italy, to join his family in Pavia, convincing the school to let him go, by using a doctor's note. During his time in Italy, he wrote a short essay with the title, On the Investigation of the State of the Ether, in a Magnetic Field. Einstein excelled at math and physics from a young age, reaching a mathematical level, years ahead of his peers. The 12-year-old Einstein taught himself algebra and Euclidean geometry, over a single summer. Einstein also independently discovered his own original proof of the Pythagorean theorem at age 12. He was advancing so fast in mathematics that even his family tutor couldn't cope up with his speed. In 1895, at the age of 16, Einstein took the entrance examinations for the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich. He failed to reach the required standard in the general part of the examination, but obtained exceptional grades in physics and mathematics. Einstein's future wife, a 20-year-old Serbian, named Mileva Maric, also enrolled at the Polytechnic School that year. She was the only woman among the 6 students, in the mathematics and physics section of the teaching diploma course. Over the next few years, Einstein's and Maric's friendship developed into a romance, and they spent countless hours, debating and reading books together on extracurricular physics, in which they were both interested. Einstein and Maric married in January 1903. In May 1904, their son Hans Albert Einstein was born in Bern, Switzerland. Their son Edward was born in Zurich in July 1910. The couple moved to Berlin in April 1914, but Maric returned to Zurich with their sons, after learning that despite their close relationship before, Einstein's chief romantic attraction was now his cousin Elsa Löwenthal. Einstein and Maric divorced on the 14th of February, 1919. Edward, who had a breakdown at about age 20, was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Einstein married Elsa Löwenthal in 1919. They emigrated to the United States in 1933. Elsa was diagnosed with heart and kidney problems in 1935, and died in December 1936. After graduating in 1900, Einstein spent almost 2 frustrating years searching for a teaching post. He acquired Swiss citizenship in February 1901, but for medical reasons, was not conscripted. With the help of Marcel Grossman's father, he secured a job in Bern, at the Federal Office for Intellectual Property, the Patent Office, as an assistant examiner, level 3. Einstein evaluated patent applications for a variety of devices, including a gravel sorter, and an electromechanical typewriter. In 1903, his position at the Swiss Patent Office became permanent, although he was passed over for promotion, until he fully mastered machine technology. It was here that he devised his famous thought experiments. A hallmark of Albert Einstein's career was his use of visualized thought experiments as a fundamental tool for understanding physical issues and for elucidating his concepts to others. It was these thought experiments that later contributed to his findings and discoveries about the working of the universe. In 1900, Einstein's paper, Conclusions from the Capillarity Phenomena, was published in the journal Annalen der Physik. On April 30, 1905, Einstein completed his thesis, with Alfred Kleiner, professor of experimental physics, serving as pro forma advisor. As a result, Einstein was awarded a Ph.D. by the University of Zurich, with his dissertation A New Determination of Molecular Dimensions. Also, it was in 1905, which has been called Einstein's amazing year, he published 4 groundbreaking papers, on the photoelectric effect, Brownian motion, special relativity, and the equivalence of mass and energy, which were to bring him to the notice of the academic world, at the age of 26. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, do share and subscribe, and stay tuned for part 2 of Albert Einstein's spectacular life.